Okay, Shalom. Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah. Koholoyim La Yahweh. Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Bahashim. Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Met by the Spirit. Taught us His beautiful truth. And just want to say the waters for the H.I.M. and Aqua. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan the Waf. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. Just wanted to chop it up on a video I seen yesterday. I'm not going to play the video. They kind of going a little ape shit with these copyright hookups. Even though you say copyright disclaimer or fair use, they're still giving you, striking and, taking down damn channels and shit like that. So, of course, I'm not going to play it. You can find it if you need to, but a little video that went viral. It says he didn't give him what he wanted. H.I.M man tries to intimidate black man at gym and ends up embarrassing himself. So, first off, there's no such thing as white or black people. There's just different shades of red people and different shades of brown people on the planet. Now, these people that's claiming to be so-called white, we say so-called white because they're actually pinkish to reddish in color. These are Edomites. The scriptures describes Esau as coming out being red. And these are the Edomites. These are the biblical Hebrew Edomites. They're not Hebrew Israelites. They're Hebrew Edomites. And the brown people that they're calling black are Hebrew Israelites. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Those people that are calling themselves white, they come from Abraham, Isaac, and Esau. Edomites. We have to keep calling them out, man, on that name because that's exactly who they are. And they must be revealed in these last days according to the prophecies. That's a part of the work. But, these people are agitators and they have that perpetual hatred for you, you Jacobites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites. They have a perpetual hatred for you. And it's always going to be that way. It's never going to change because that's the way that the script was written. And they were rivals in the womb of our foremother, Rebecca. This rivalry has always been going on for thousands of years. And the average so-called white person that you might see in Walmart, they don't know what's going on. They just hate you and don't even know why. But it's spiritual. It's in their spirit to hate us. The average so-called black person walking around in Walmart, they have no idea why they're being hated the way that they're being hated. But they try and cling on and try and be Americans. They want to be, loving and kind and Jake got more compassion for his enemy than he actually had for his own people. And that's actually a part of what they call Stockholm Syndrome. But in the video, they don't have a video in this particular article anyway, but I did see the video. So this guy, you can see him right here. He's doing his workout. And it's kind of like I'm trying to think what it's called, but it's basically you stand on the bars. You can see he's stretched out. It's like a pull-up, but you stay there with your legs straight out, and it's kind of like it works the ab, the core, your arms, your legs. It's kind of a hard little workout if you've never done it before, but he was doing it, And then this so-called white guy, older guy too, he appeared to look like he might have been in his damn 60s, but they had with those big ass balls, those medicine balls, heavy balls. So he's throwing the ball on each side of the man's arms while he's holding the ball. He's just throwing that shit up there hard as hell. Basically as if he's trying to get trying to knock the guy off of the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely harassment. I've seen the video. And the so-called black guy, he appears to be a younger Jake. He didn't give this guy no reaction, which is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to really, let me just grab a quick scripture. You got to, really watch you got to have anger management dealing with Esau. Because he hit one of his main tools, because he was gifted with that weapon. One of those weapons that he used is agitation, so to speak. He tries to rile Jake up and agitate them to the point of, getting mad and maybe doing something that they, shouldn't do. Because that's his way of saying, see, he attacked me, So you have to be careful with Esau. You have to really look at Esau like they're children. You got to really treat them like they're kids. Like when a little kid, let's say for instance, a 2-year-old, he runs up and he playfully hits you on your knee. You know, he's swinging his little arms. You got to just look at him and laugh at him. That's how you got to treat Esau, because he's really a big-ass fucking kid. Look at Donald Trump. That's a big-ass kid on the world stage, man. You got to really look at him like that, man. But, I don't want to keep this long. This is a little pre-camp lesson. I got to get ready to rock anyway. But some Jake not playing no games, man. Them 2/3 Jakes, man, will whoop your ass, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this guy, he kept calm. I just wanted to get this one, being slow to anger. Proverbs 16:32. He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh the city. So you have to, rule your spirit. Now, the average Jake, they just would have came down off them bars, man, and they'd have whipped that old man ass in there. Probably would have, ain't no telling. It's all kinds of weapons in there, from dumbbells to plates, get your goddamn cranium cracked, Because I seen the video. I'm looking at this motherfucker like, well, goddamn. I'm talking about he was on his right side, banging the damn ball right next to his hands damn near. Then he went to his left side and he started throwing that bitch even harder, but he got tired. You know what I'm saying? It was like he couldn't, the dude was already up on the damn post. He outlasted this doofy motherfucker trying to throw the damn ball. You could clearly see he was out of breath, tired as hell in the video. But this young Jake, he played it right, though. You know what I'm saying? Now, had he hit him with the damn ball, but he was throwing the ball so damn close to him, bro. It's really crazy. Right on the side of him, you see where, right here where his hands is at. Basically, he's literally throwing this big ass man. Them balls is not, them balls are heavy as hell. So he could have easily hit the man's hands, made him fall off the damn thing because he was up kind of high. But anyway, this is Esau, man. And I noticed, when I go to the plantation, because, we work around a bunch of these Edomites, you know what I'm saying? And so, me, I'm just cordial, you know what I'm saying? You at work, I was always taught when you enter into a room, you say hi, or you acknowledge the people in the room, it's just common sense. But these Edomites, at the job, they go out of their way. They'll bend a corner on you. They see you coming towards them. They get to looking, trying to look down. They get to looking at their phone. They looking all over the place, you know what I'm saying? They're trying not to interact with you. So I'm like, well, shit, it don't make me no difference. I'm fine with that. I don't give a fuck, shit. I don't want to talk to you anyway. But, just being cordial, us being, putting our our Clark Kent on while we're there. Because other than that, I would give your ass a frown anyway, you doofy motherfucker. I'll give you that disgust look, nigga, like, you fucking bitch. I would give you that. But other than that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just kind of like, I throw the little cheesy smile on, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Whatever, and keep the shit moving. But now what I've been doing, and I've been noticing, is that I don't even speak to them. I just blow all body asses. Don't give them no eye contact, no nothing. Now guess what they doing? They going out of their way. Oh, hey, how you doing? I don't already, I just say, I'm still walking, never even look back at them like, oh, hey, and keep walking. So they see that as being, I can see, I know they have that feeling of this motherfucker, he wasn't, like motherfucker, but you go out of your way every other day. Every time I see you going out of your way to not speak. So why am I speaking to you? And why are you speaking to me now? But that's Esau. I get it. That's just that perpetual hatred that he has towards you. But he has lost the battle with Jake. That's the thing. See, the roles are starting to be reversed. He used to be on top of us and looking down on us to the point where you couldn't even look this motherfucker in the eye. You had to use another side of the street to walk past him. You couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You had to really just be careful around this man. There was a time period where you had to be really, and still we have to this day. Scripture says to walk circumspectly. You know what I'm saying? And pray without ceasing. And actually to stay away from the man that has the power to kill, which this man does. Right? But he's losing on that front of Jake bowing to him. He's not receiving that recognition anymore. And it's killing him. It's killing him. That why you think Trump and them trying to do what they trying to do? They want to make America great again. They want it back to the point of you, Jake, being really underneath their foot. It's not as if we're free anyway, but Jake not in that situation, in that mindset that they used to be in, 60, 70 years ago, 100 years ago. That shit is done deal. That's a wrap. These younger, these YNs, they're like, man, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. And so you got these older Edomite. Matter of fact, I was kicking it with a Jake, and he's like 70. He works at the job too, just kind of like some old, just doing something, because he's retired, been in the military. He was telling me the other day about how he's been around the world, telling me about all these places. The scripture talks about a man that travels, roughly paraphrasing, he has experience, roughly paraphrasing. And he's telling me, he done been to Japan, he done been to Austria, he done been to Paris, he done been to London, he done been stationed in all these places, And so this Edomite woman that he worked with, which I know who he talking about, you know what I'm saying? When he be saying certain things, I'm like, yeah, that's that bitch. She be saying shit like that. But he, basically like how she be talking to him, trying to just talk to him as if he's her little, and matter, they like the same age. Trying to talk to him as if he's some little boy, and he had to cut into her. He had to cut her ass. Like, hey, look, you ain't gonna just be talking to me any kind of fucking way that you want to talk to me. But that's that mindset of these Edomites from that time period. See, these newer Edomites, you know what I'm saying? They kind of like, that's why Peach Hegseth, he had that little conversation with those generals, because he basically is like, hey, y'all done got too soft. Basically he's talking about this generation of, overall, generation of Edomites. They just soft as hell. They soft. They don't have it like those old Edomites got it. Those old Edomites, they like that. This is how you put a nigger in place, Now all of a sudden, those very Edomites, they got black grandchildren. So-called black grandchildren, because Jake knocking their women off. So times have changed. Things have changed. They're not being respected like how they used to be respected, man. So I didn't want to keep this long. I just seen this, this pretty much the article, man. He just kept slamming. It says the white man was constantly slamming a dense medicine ball against the multi-purpose machine that the black man was using to work out. And it's caught on camera, so they should have, got rid of his ass. The white man ignored the gym safety rules and basic etiquette, creating a dangerous situation that could have injured the so-called black man. As he was slamming the ball, it was impacting the machine, and the black man was doing an L sit-up, L sit pull-up, Salakia. The exercise is considered to be hard as his arms and legs were straightened in the front. At first, he didn't flinch, despite the constant hitting of the ball on the machine, but after some time, he began to shake while working out. The video of the whole situation went viral on TikTok. Yeah, because, see, the Lord is starting to show you Edomites to be exactly who you are. So when Jake get the whooping on y'all ass, it's just going to be what it is. Because Jake, see, this is the Lord riling Judah up, man, basically. It's really a clash about to happen, man. It's about to be a super duper clash. These Edomites are pissed, and Jake is pissed. So eventually it's going to come to a head. The video has received, 1.7 million views. Yeah, this shit went viral for real. And one comment, sympathizers with black people got 60,000 likes, saying we are constantly tested. Another person commented, glad he ain't folding. Can't stop the grind. The black gym member was determined and took the attack as a challenge and dominated it. But it could have turned dangerous at any moment if he had lost his balance. Many viewers believe the man should have reacted as the white man was showing an act of microaggression. Well, had he reacted, he'd have went to jail. And then, like I said, this was an older guy, man, because he would have fucked that guy up, man. That guy wouldn't have had no chance with that young Jake, man. He wouldn't have had no chance with that young Jake. He clearly went out of his way to interrupt the workout. I agree with that, because I seen the video. Even though he knew it was affecting the black man. The gym where the workout has an anti-discrimination policy, meaning the black man could have filed a formal complaint. One viewer commented, a gym employee should have stepped in. Your workout should not put someone else in harm's way. Some also believe that he could have involved the police. But one person pointed out, y'all don't get it. He was trying to get a reaction out of him so he could make him look like the aggressor. He handled that perfectly. He didn't give him what he wanted. Yeah, I agree. Well, and, shit, you ask me, hey, best way to me. You know what I'm saying? Because Esau, he got the upper hand. This is his kingdom. Had that guy got down off that hookup and put hands on him, you know what I'm saying? They he either had a hard time, even though he could have been like, well, whatever. Esau not trying to hear that in the court of law, man. Had you hurt that old ass, that senior citizen, then we already know how things would have turned out. Because again, this is Esau's kingdom. They have the upper hand, and you have to use wisdom, man. You know, the Lord, he says he sent us out like sheep among wolves, man, roughly paraphrasing, man. We're to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, dealing with Esau. Right? So, like I said, when I'm at the plantation, I speak when spoken to. I'll use that analogy since that's what y'all want. That's y'all rule anyway. Speak when you're spoken to. All right, well, motherfucker, I'll speak when I'm spoken to. Because other than that, I'm blowing all past your ass. And I can see the aggravation in their eyes. Especially some of those older ones, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's mainly them. Like, I can't fucking believe you. You're not going to speak? Hey, motherfucker, you entered the room. Why don't you fucking speak? That's the rule, isn't it? I thought that was the etiquette. Maybe I got the shit backwards. You know what I'm saying? No, you speak. Everybody's supposed to speak to your ass when you enter. Same people too. I'm not like I said. I've seen it so much. It's just to the point where I'm just like, oh well, hey, shit. Let me just stop speaking. So now that I don't speak, now all of a sudden, motherfuckers looking at you like, oh, I can't fucking believe him. They're not gonna fucking speak. I'm like, motherfucker, first off, you giving me the side eye, looking like you want to put your goddamn hands on me to begin with, and then you want me to speak. Like these people are crazy, man. But Esau, he likes attention. He's like a woman, man. He's like a big ass fucking kid. He loves attention. And if he don't get that attention, he throws a tantrum. That's Trump. Pay attention to Donald Trump, man. He's the perfect example of your average Edomite from that time period, that age period. That's them. And then you got some of these other ones too, you know what I'm saying? Those younger MAGAs that picked up on the traits of them clowns, of their parents, but overall, Esau, he doesn't like to be ignored, man. He loves attention. He loves attention, or he loves to be like this dude Trump right now. He's sad as hell about a damn Nobel Peace Prize. Like, nigga, what piece of you? It ain't been nothing but fucking chaos since your ass been in office. I should get the Nobel Peace Prize. Like, motherfucker. Anyway, I just wanted to do this real quick. I'm about to head out to the camp, man. It's just retarded, man. But hey, this dude, man, had you seen this video? Hey, yeah, it was aggravating to see. But at the same time, too, yeah, you got to use wisdom, man. That's the reason why that makes the difference with us and 2/3 Jake. And actually, these heathen, these scriptures, man, this word. This word, man, it's a huge difference. This matter of fact, that's what it goes off talking in, I think that's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, where it talks about how, matter of fact, let me see something real quick. Because they hate that we're not into the shit that they're into. It really bothers them, man. That whole chapter, though, is dope. Because matter of fact, it kind of blends from chapter 1 going into chapter 2, but it also carries over into chapter 3 of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha. Let's see here. Chapter 2, Salakia. But the shit they saying in here, and this is Esau. Let me see. I want to just get to the point. Let me start at verse 10. It says, and this is basically Esau. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn. This is the point. We're not for his turn. We're not with the shit that he's with. And he is clean contrary to our doings. This pisses him off. Because he's the wicked and we're the righteous, He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objected to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. He was made to reprove our thoughts. And Esau don't like to be reproved. He don't like discipline. He don't like to be told something that he's doing is wrong. He professes to have the Salakia. He was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. See? For his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion. This is what they hate. They hate the fact that we're not with none of the shit that you with. We're the complete opposite of your ass. No, we're not into the shit that you're into. And they look at you like, And that's what's going on right now with Esau making all these moves to basically get the men of the Lord off the highways and byways. This is what he's doing. This is why he's coming against the children of Israel, and he's not, coming after any of these other nations that's here. Not even his main enemies. Here you go. You got so-called Chinese people here that's fucking stealing secrets. Got all kinds of secret factories and shit next door to their military posts, and all. Here you go. Here, these are your enemies. These are the people that you'll buck up with. And see the brother, he just pulled up. I was just doing a little quick lesson real quick, but just yeah, he about to spin around. Yeah, we about to go shoot out the camp real quick. But I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut it short. The brother just pulled up. But yeah, these people, man, they hate you Jake, man. So just realize that, man. Just understand that. So I'm gonna end out there. Pray that it was edifying. Shalom.